Sobrang luma talaga nung controller pare, akala mo parang sinauna talaga yun, di ko alam kung anong controller yun.
When it comes to exploring the depths of the ocean, safety isn't a game. So, what is a cheap third party PS3 controller doing inside of that missing submersible everyone's talking about?
And it's meant for a
Ayan 'no,
16-year-old
ano ba 'to? Ano bang controller 'to, Xbox?
to throw it around.
A submersible containing 5 passengers went missing on Sunday after diving down towards the famed wreckage of the Titanic. The dive was overseen by OceanGate Expeditions and accommodates 1 pilot and 4 paying civilians serving as mission specialists.
PS3 ba o
This
Xbox?
latest dive was part of an ongoing survey of the Titanic, with the goal being to, quote, fully document and model the wreck site before it completely
Pinagsakpe, no?
decays, according to OceanGate's official website. The missing submersible, which is named Titan, also contains a gaming controller that has become an unexpected source of controversy.
Oo nga, ano 'to?
Take it
Ito, ano kaya 'to? Ay, Xbox 'to par. Xbox 'to.
a completely new approach to the sub design, and it's all run with this game controller.
The United
Parang
States
Xbox eh.
Coast Guard reported on Twitter that the submersible lost contact with the surface less than 2 hours into its dive on Sunday. The clock is ticking as the craft only has an air supply of approximately 4 days. Presuming Titan is still intact, search and rescue teams have until Thursday afternoon to find and retrieve its occupants. Since news broke regarding the sub's disappearance, reports have resurfaced regarding the vessel's construction, which many have deemed as suspect at best. As noted in a 2022 report from CBS's David Pogue, I couldn't help noticing how many pieces of this sub seemed improvised, with
Improvise
off-the-shelf
nga talaga yan,
components.
di naman
And
parang
in
hindi
fact,
naman
the
regulated
submersible
talaga
is
yan.
piloted using a retrofitted video game controller.
The controls are driven off of a PlayStation 3 controller, so
Ah,
with a little bit
PS3
of training,
pala.
if you know how to play a video game, you can drive one of our subs.
Pogue's own dive did not result in tragedy, as his expedition only made it 37 feet below sea level before floats came off the platform, and the dive was called off. However, it seems he was right to think the gaming controller was an odd choice for a navigation tool.
Ito,
Gamers on
PS
social media have since
Logitech nga,
identified
no?
the controller and discovered that it's not exactly the most advanced model out there.
If you want to go forward, you press forward. If you want to go back, you go back. Turn left, turn right, go down.
Ito rin yung binato niya kanina, di ba? Ito kaya yung ginagamit nila, pare. Di ba ito yung binato niya kanina banda dito?
Go up.
If you were wondering why Logitech was trending on Twitter over the last several hours, it's because the Titan submersible is actually steered using a Logitech GF710 wireless gamepad. This fact quickly spread like wildfire on social media, with gamers expressing their disbelief that a relatively inexpensive controller, one originally released during the PlayStation 3 era no less, was deemed worthy of running such a delicate operation. According to multiple product reviews, this controller model has issues with stiff joysticks and maintaining a steady wireless connection.
Yun
One
lang.
Amazon review complains, I immediately noticed that the dead zones for the analog sticks were horrible, making precise movements extremely difficult. Another notes that the controller wasn't even worth the $40 that they spent on it. Needless to say, this
$40
is
no, tapos ang isang sakay $250,000. Ganun kalaki yung kinita nila. Sabagay, mahal din naman yung Submarine. Pero grabe pare, para naman tinipid yung controller.
done very little to instill confidence in the safe return of the vessel and its 5-person crew. Gamers are waiting with bated breath to see if Logitech has anything to say about these upset
Hirap na sa connection pag naglalaro, paano pag ayun nga, napakalalim pare. Kaya feeling ko, di naman sa pagiging negative, pero pare mahirap na nilang hahanapin yun. Hindi nila mahahanap yun. Tingin ko lang hindi na nila mahahanap yun pare. Maubusan na ng oxygen yun. Nagbayad ka ng $250,000 or 12.5 million pesos, more than 12.5 million. Tapos ganun nangyari pare, malalaman ng pamilya mo yung ginamit pang control sa submarine. Panahon pa ng PS3. Mahal pa rin yun, kahit sabihin mo improvise yun par, mahal pa rin yun. Too suspicious to be true. Medyo, parang sinadya eh. Parang iti-take na lang niya yung blame pare. Parang iti-take na lang nito yung blame.
setting events, which will no doubt result in some less than stellar publicity. As of this writing, the tech company has not yet issued a statement regarding Titan's use of its products. Of course, the use of a gaming controller hasn't been the only red flag raised by OceanGate's expeditions. As reported by CBS and the BBC, the sub's construction and use has, quote, not been approved by any
Oh, hindi siya regulated talaga eh. Prospective passenger must
regulatory
sign.
body. And prospective passengers must sign extensive waivers acknowledging that such an expedition could result in injury or death. These factors and more make the search for Titan difficult for rescue
Ayun lang, mahirap silang kasuhan ngayon. Pumirma ng waiver yung mga sumakay, eh.
services. CNN reports that the depths to which Titan may have sunk, up to 13,000 feet below sea level where the Titanic itself was located, means the area of the search may be too wide to navigate and the amount of time afforded to rescuers. Additionally, choppy waters and unpredictable weather patterns may serve to further complicate the search.
Ang pagtataka mo diyan, wala sila nung device na pampalutang. 'Di ba parang meron 'yan, eh, parang hindi ko lang alam yung tawag, eh, pero dapat may safety ka na gano'n na if ever na mawalan ng control, i-inflate mo lang 'yun or parang hahanginan mo lang 'yun ta's aangat na bigla yung submarine mo. Parang salbabida, pero hindi salbabida 'yun pare.
The Coast Guard has not given up hope yet, however, and will continue its rescue efforts as OceanGate works to contact Titan. In a statement provided to News Nation, OceanGate Expeditions said, "Our entire focus is on the crew members in the submersible and their families. We are deeply thankful for the extensive assistance we have received from several government agencies and deep-sea companies in our efforts to re-establish contact with the submersible."
Suspicious 'yun pare, para sa'kin suspicious 'yun. Parang masyadong parang basta sobrang suspicious na pakinggan nung ano, yung controller, yung walang pampalutang. Kung meron man pare mahirap ma-inflate 'yun. Sabagay mataas pressure sa ilalim, eh. Habang lumalalim ka tumataas pressure, eh. Pero feeling ko dapat bago sila pumunta ng gano'n, feeling ko bago sila bumaba ng gano'ng kababa, dapat meron silang safety ano nun pare. Ang issue dito parang kinokontrol 'to ng parang controller lang yung gamit nila dito. Kaya lumaki lalo yung issue.
Make this extremely clear. I can't say too much about the situation because the higher ups will come after me. So here's my conspiracy theory number one. I have two. Because this is huge. I could care less about anything outside of sports, but even this has got me intrigued. And it's going to keep us
Hindi naman
intrigued at
siguro
least for the
pare.
next couple of years. I mean, I can't wait to watch the documentaries on this crap. So that is my conspiracy on this situation. The government or the higher ups, whoever you want to blame, they planned this accordingly. Think about it. People have already made it clear, even the people who wanted Joe Biden to be elected, they don't like this guy anymore. You got all these other disagreements, people going back and forth in politics. And no, I'm not going to get into that because I don't care. I don't care about politics whatsoever. You'll never catch me talking about them. Conspiracy theory number two, and this has
Ayan na,
nothing to do with
number two,
sports,
pare.
and I can't take credit for this. I wish I could because it's brilliant, but I heard it. I don't even know where
So yung number 1 niya ginawa lang daw yun pare kasi nagiging boring daw yung entertainment industry.
I heard it, but I heard it somewhere. Somebody stated that these quote unquote billionaires, maybe they planned this on purpose so they could start a quote unquote new life somewhere else tax free. You see what I'm saying? Because if they reportedly go down there and they die, well, then the IRS isn't going to be looking for them when it comes to money. In that case,
Ano yung pera
scenario,
nila?
they can just move to Ohio or Wyoming, start a new life under a new name, and they're a billionaire and nobody's ever going to come after their money. That one's a little too much for me, and that's not even coming from me. That's just one I heard, but it is something cool to think about. Because you also got to think of this. I mean, these guys are billionaires. They're not just billionaires for some random reason. They're pretty dang smart. I have to and want to believe they'd be that type of villain to do something like this. Put a couple of test dummies in that tube or whatever you want to call that thing, send it down there, say they died, and then start a new life in some different country, or
Marami
even in the
nang
US or
nakagawa
just
niya ng
somewhere
gawa
else.
sa
Who
radar.
knows? That one's cool to talk about, but I think that's a little too much. I believe they actually went down there. But at the same time, I also believe this somehow might have been planned by the government or something else. It's really odd, man, because now that I think about it, I haven't seen a lick of video footage where these guys or people, these 5 people, they're getting into this submarine. I don't know. I'm asking you guys, is there any video footage of them getting in it? I've seen a picture of them sitting in it, but I haven't seen a video of them getting in it. And maybe there is, I just haven't seen it. The only thing I've seen is like a couple video clips of them sitting in it, a couple pictures, but I never saw them enclose it in one video clip and send them down. And the
casualties yung
coolest
pas
part
na
about this
nangyari.
debate, argument, and
Nasa
conspiracy
alabang ngayon
theory
yung
is
mga naka...
nobody knows what happened, and nobody currently knows what's going on. There's no wrong answer, so I don't want to see someone say, Matt, you're tripping. No, there is no wrong answer. Of course, the boring answer and the boring person inside of me wants to say, oh, yeah, they probably just imploded or it got caught in a fishnet. But that's boring. Who wants to talk about that? Not me. I did want to give my 2 cents on this because I find it a fascinating situation. Maybe y'all care, maybe y'all don't. Let me know your thoughts down below. But,
Number 1, sinadya daw ng government. Number 2, tumakas daw yung mga bilyonaryo pare para maiwasan yung tax. So yun lang, hindi ako naniniwala, parehas cap.